Overlooking one of the world's busiest harbours, the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club prides itself on its history and reputation. Every year it plays host to an extensive list of world-class events, including the Rolex China Sea Race and Hong Kong Race Week. One of the most popular is the Volvo Hong Kong to Vietnam race. It's part of the China Coast Race Week, which sets sail from the flagship clubhouse at Kellet Island.
It's mainly the journey down there because it's mainly in high wind and high speed downwind sailing, reaching speeds, and depending what kind of boat you have, from 15 to 25 knots, averaging more than 15 knots, and all of that in shorts and a t-shirt. You don't have that anywhere else in the world.
2017 is the 8th edition of this biennial race, the longest Category 1 offshore event in Asia. With that reputation, it's no surprise the Hong Kong to Vietnam race attracts first-class crews from around the world. International entries were at their highest in 2017, with boats from 7 countries competing, including China, Russia, Australia, Singapore, Great Britain and Italy.
It's a challenge, fun, and of course, if possible, we want to win.
As well as the international lineup, 7 local boats signed up for this event. This isn't the first time for many of these Hong Kong competitors. Alan Tillier is the only person to have sailed every year since the race was launched in 1996.
The biggest change is the yachts have now become a much greater percentage of pure racing yachts taking part. Yeah, the record's been tumbling pretty well every year from our first year in 1996.
On board Ambush, father and son Bruce and Drew Taylor have teamed up. Their partnerships and skills have been well tested. This is the 7th time Drew has done this race and the 3rd for Bruce. And they've sailed 61 Rolex Sydney to Hobart races between them.
It's fantastic. Been doing it a long time. I'm delighted to be accepted by Drew's crew, the old geriatric down the back, so it's terrific.
It's here in the heart of Hong Kong's busy Victoria Harbour where the race begins. Yachts are forced to dodge the busy traffic on the water. It's a challenge that tests even the most experienced competitors.
Essentially, it's quite a straightforward race, but that being said, that there are tactical decisions to be made, and clearly the first part of this race is getting out the harbour in good shape.
The fleet then sails 673 nautical miles across the South China Sea, finishing at Nha Trang beach on the idyllic southeastern coast of Vietnam. The race is renowned for its windy and warm weather, with the northeasterly monsoon breeze sending the fleet on a downwind run.
I've never experienced a race like this which is so warm.
But it's not just the tropical weather that attracts these competitors. The Category 1 race is also recognised as a qualifying event for the Rolex Sydney to Hobart race, and Vietnam is considered a great finishing point for those intending to compete in the established Asian circuit.
This is one that we'd love to do, the Hobart race, and then hopefully the Newport Bermuda race next year is the plan. So certainly the boats set up for offshore. It's the Cooks and 50s rate pretty well offshore, so we think that we've got quite a nice boat for sailing.
This is the first time the crew from Italy has competed in this event. They're regulars on the European circuit and are on a winning streak after claiming the world title, flying the colours of the Yacht Club of Monaco. The 12-member crew are on a world tour of offshore races, and they travel well equipped with their own 40-foot container of supplies.
The boat's on its, I would say, a 2 to 3 year world tour of offshore races, and so we've got to be able to move stuff around and maintain it and keep all our spares in one place.
This year a typhoon in Hong Kong threatened to cancel the race, but the windy and wet conditions cleared just in time. Blue skies and a northeasterly breeze greeted the boats at the start. It was a tacking battle as they avoided marine traffic and exclusion zones. Once offshore, the wind funneled down through the Taiwanese Straits, challenging crews, but when in deeper waters, it was smooth ocean sailing.
It's an awesome race. There's a little bit of slow stuff at the beginning, but touch wood, it'll be just as exciting as the last one in 2015. It's all downhill and it's a good breeze.
This year IRC2 started 25 hours earlier than the IRC 0 and 1 division. But Philip Turner's Canting Keel's 66-footer Alive soon caught up and took line honours. Italian yacht Mascalzone Latino claimed first place overall in the IRC fleet. It sailed the race in 2 days, 5 hours, 26 minutes, about 3 hours behind Alive.
It's a pretty hardcore offshore race. It starts in a great place and it finishes somewhere pretty exciting.
Also debuting in the Hong Kong to Vietnam event was Wang Bin's Cookson 50 U-Box from China. The crew won 3rd overall in the Sydney to Hobart yacht race in 2016. In this event, they crossed the finishing line in 4th place. 2017 delivered yet another year of competitive ocean sailing. More than 20 years after the first race, the founder, Mike Sinfield, says not only is it now a must on the sailing circuit in Asia, it also launched the sport in Vietnam.
In the first race, we had 40,000 people on the beach because they'd never seen yachts. They didn't know what yachts were. They didn't know how they worked. What were they doing out there in the water? How do they move?
With a reputation as one of the hidden gems in offshore racing, reaching Vietnam is an achievement to be proud of. Taking top honours in a division is a big enough incentive to come back.
Did we win?
In 2 years' time, we would definitely love to do the race again because this time it was brilliant, and I hope next time it's going to be even better.
Coming here for the first time, won the race, it was fantastic for us and our team. And maybe in 2 years later, we will come back.
And first place IRC overall, Mascalzone Latino.